All right, now joining the Best Florida Sports Podcast is a man that doesn't really need any South Florida introduction, but we're going to give it to him anyway. Former FAU head coach, now working with the defensive line of the Colts, Coach Charlie Partridge. How are you, buddy?
I'm doing great, Max. It's great to see you, man. I've missed you, and hello to everybody down there in South Florida.
Well, I miss you more. I miss hanging out with you every day. So, the real question is, how's NFL life treating? How is NFL life treating you? We miss you down here.
Well, I appreciate that. It's been great. It really has. The guys in the room, the players, the coaches. I've learned a lot in the roughly 8 months I've been here, and it's been cool for me to bring some things to them. It's been everything I could have hoped and more. And I'll tell you what, there's nothing quite like game day with elite talent that's on the field from both sides every weekend. It's been pretty awesome to experience.
Yeah, every coach's dream is to make it to the league, make it to the league. Has it really set on you yet that you're there?
There's times, there's those moments where you're like, holy cow. And you know me, Max, it never was really a driving force for me. But to get the opportunity at the right time, it was a no-brainer for a great organization. But there's been a couple moments, that very first regular season game. It's one of those things where I took my headsets off as the introductions and all the pregame stuff was going on. And our atmosphere up here at Lucas Oil is pretty special. We get great crowds, great fans. It gets loud. It's special to be a part of. The headsets came off and I took it in for a few minutes. And then other than the speed of the game, and these guys' incredible knowledge and their ability to do some pretty cool things, because you have them longer during the day. Once the headsets went on and the ball was kicked off with our unique NFL kickoff, at the end of the day, when the game starts, it's very, very similar. In respect to what you're doing on a game day.
Yeah, obviously we all know your college coaching career spans many decades. I don't want to date you, so I apologize for that. But you kind of brought it up a little bit, but what are some of the things that are different from the college level to the pro level?
Well, and this is without a doubt a positive. These guys are experienced. They're smart. I'm talking about the players. Experienced. They're smart. They want to get better. And I'll be transparent with you, Max. One of my concerns coming to the NFL was, do these guys still want to be coached hard, and do they want to be critiqued hard? I didn't know, and I thought I knew, but the answer is a resounding yes. They want a guy who comes in and holds them accountable. Make sure that they're working to get better every single day, whether it's in the meeting room, which we get a lot more time with them in the meeting room, as professionals, and on the field. So that has been a welcome, I won't say surprise, but I wasn't sure. That part of it has been absolutely fantastic. Just experiencing that, the fact that they want to get better every single day.
Speaking of the talent, you've been around a lot of talent throughout your career. Obviously, J.J. Watt, Trey Hendrickson now with the Bengals at FAU. Now you're dealing with DeForest Buckner, those guys down in Indy. What's it been like for you to be able to surround yourself around so much talent and be able to coach those guys on a daily basis?
It's been a wonderful experience. And when I came in, I expressed this with the guys and that my experience leading up to joining the Colts is the best players I've had the chance to coach, whether it was those two or Trey Flowers or whomever, right? Dietrich Wise and et cetera. There was a point in the coach-player relationship where it became somewhat of a partnership. Right. And we're at this point where we're making each other better. And there's a lot of veteran experience in the room, with Tyquan Lewis and Grover Stewart. And like you mentioned, DeForest Buckner. And these guys have been in the NFL a long time. And the partnership, once the trust was earned both ways, then the partnership started to galvanize. That's been pretty cool. Some of the conversations you can have on game day is another level. It's more of a conversation than it is, we're going to do this now. It's, hey, we're thinking about doing this. And often that's a good idea, coach. I was thinking about doing this. And it could be that same theory from a technique standpoint as well. I see you're having trouble with this. Here's something I've used in the past to help players in this moment. And sometimes they'll say, that's great. I've never heard it that way before, or vice versa. Coach, this is something when I've had trouble I've used in the past. That experience has been awesome. And then with some of the younger players, it is more teach them, but they see the partnership between me and the veteran players, and it's pretty cool to navigate.
Nothing like a good special bond of being able to like not only coach but also learn things from guys who've been in the league before to be like, hey, coach, like sometimes this works, and then you vice versa.
No question. And to have a trio like the three I mentioned with Taekwon, DeForest, and Grove, they're special that way, and they love the game. They love to learn new ways of looking at things, and it's fun. I mean, there was some cool moments. I think about in the first game that some of the play adjustments we had came as much from them as it did from us, and I appreciate that. There's a relationship of trust and respect that goes both ways, that we can find solutions and opportunities for production together.
Obviously, kind of a cool first full circle moment this week. Obviously, the Dolphins come to town. Obviously, you're from Plantation, so it's not like, especially being in college, it's not really new playing a Miami team, but it's got to be pretty cool like coaching against the Miami Dolphins for the first time.
There's no doubt it is. And it's funny, it's similar to that moment I mentioned, where before the first game, I took it in for a few minutes, to a degree. I mean, I knew this game was on the schedule and that it was coming, as we were leading into, as I was starting some of my pre-week assignments last week, towards the end of last week. And I was like, to myself, I thought, man, I'm getting ready to be a part of a game against the Dolphins. And I have a lot of memories growing up. And in 1985, I was in the Orange Bowl when they beat the Bears on Monday night. I was 12 years old. So all those childhood-like things show up, but kind of like the game when it kicks off, and just relating that to when we got into game plan week. Now my mind is on, wow, we got to figure out a way to stop this fast receiver or this army of running backs. And, it's funny, Huntley, the quarterback, me and you probably saw him. I was thinking about this together for the first time, because he got his first offer from us at FAU at our camp in Boca. Obviously went and had a great career at Utah, and here he is now playing for the Miami Dolphins. So, certainly a lot of childhood feelings, but at the end of the day, once we got going into game planning, it's a team that we got to do everything we can to have a chance for victory, which that's the case every week. Every week, it's going to probably come down to the end.
For sure, for sure. And so obviously I did kind of forget about that. But yeah, obviously like you guys know Snoop a little bit. Kind of game planning for him, does it kind of help as a mobile quarterback? Does it kind of help to go against a guy like Anthony Richardson and practice every day to kind of help to prepare for a mobile quarterback like Snoop?
I think to a degree it does, but we've faced several of them already this year, but the challenge for us is a lot of the things that, and again, not to take away from the question about Huntley, because he's a fantastic talent, but a lot of our challenges come with all the shifts, trades, and motions and things that their offense does, and the incredible speed at wide receiver, and Huntley's ability, and they've got, a couple running backs back there. Having a guy like Anthony Richardson during OTAs when we're going against him more often, it helps the preparation for sure.
Yeah, same kind of thing with Jonathan Taylor. Obviously, we know how much of a dynamic back he is. Obviously, he's has an ankle injury, but I guess it's same kind of question. Preparing every day against him, how does that help prepare for their run game?
Well, again, it's the old iron sharpens iron type of comment, right? I mean, when you're going against the best of the best, and certainly, JT is one of those that you could put in that category. He's special. His vision, his speed, his ability to break tackles, so it definitely gives us a opportunity to go against guys that it's going to be hard to see a running back do much more than John Taylor's capable of doing. But I say that with all due respect. I mean, this group of backs in Miami is legit.
Well, Coach, that's all I got for you. I really appreciate the time. Obviously, I'm a big fan of yours. Always follow you. I'm super proud of what you. Hey, man, I appreciate that. But I appreciate the time. Enjoy Sunday. Good luck. And I hope to talk to you soon, buddy.
I appreciate you, man. Take care. Have a great one.